it's a lot that came in this package, so what I'm about to do is separate the rear left from the rear right, and then the front left from the front right. So I might just sit each part on the side of the car in the garage that they go on, so that way they don't get confused. But everything is labeled, just gotta look for it, so you'll know what part go where. I got one of the bottom parts. This little tab came with it, and they just click into place. Go another one, and then it's also marked. This one says rear L3. Gonna look on here, rear L3. And so you're just gonna take it, put it on there like that, and then lock into those 3 tabs going across there. I already test fitted the fender flares on there, so this the bracket. And they come with 3 on tape, but what I'm gonna do is use these self-tapping screws I got from Home Depot. I'm gonna screw them in and make sure they don't go nowhere. I got about 6 screws in there. And what I did was, I did that one first. Now when I hit the one at the top, kind of toward the middle of it, and I hit the one at the bottom, and then I just worked my way back in between those just to make sure that it was fit and flush against the car. And so yeah, it's on there all the way around. It's tight, no gaps. Got all the brackets installed all the way around. The little one right there for the bottom piece. For some reason, I was reading a label and they had R2, but it fit on this side. Then the L2 fit on the other side. So they did fit, but they just labeled them wrong. But everything installed, so next up, take the fender flares to the paint shop. Just open the Titan wheel adapter. These are hub centric. Those are the best ones to get from the reviews I've been reading. You know, they came well packaged. And then just feeling them, the quality of them, they're real sturdy. So, about to go ahead and bolt these on. I don't have a torque wrench, so just tighten them like I normally do. So for those of y'all who don't know what hub centric is, I'm gonna give you an example. So it fit right on, but you see how the hub fit right in there. So that basically, the adapter is not just hanging on the studs. I'm saying they just give it a little extra support. So once you bolt it down, it ain't going nowhere. I got both of the adapters on, passenger side of the car. Touching up the nuts before I put the wheels back on. Just a test fit, so got the spacer on or the adapter. Got the flare clicked in, it's not glued down yet. We're just seeing how it's gonna look. As y'all can see, the wheel just about even with the flare, so I'm gonna look dope with 1.50 adapters on there by Titan, hub centric. I'm gonna put this part on while I got the car up and the wheels off, because you gotta take these off, the plastic rivets, to attach it on there. So this basically, once you remove this, going to the front spoiler, this is gonna slide in there and the hole should line up. Then it got a little tab at the bottom, and I got the Hellcat front bumper already, or the Demon front bumper, but that little tab slide into that little slot that's already in there. Get one of these and use this. Basically just pry these up. They come off pretty easy. Once you pull this back after removing the plastic rivets, you're also gonna have to remove that bolt, which is 10 millimeter. All right, fam, so what I did, because these little bottom pieces are closer to the ground, and I don't really trust the glue or the 3M tape, I just use a self-tapping screw and just screwed it into this rocker panel. and you man, once the car lowered, you ain't gonna see it. So I'm about to do the same thing in the back. So you basically have to remove both of those screws, put this on there, then screw them right back in. And so I'm gonna hold it flush against there, and then I'm gonna just self-tap and screw it in the bottom under there. Like I said, once the car lowered, you're not gonna be able to see it, but I think that's gonna be the best way to keep it secured. Since these are lower, it's probably gonna, have to deal with most of the impact, so about to knock it out. This one looking good back here. Again, what I did was a self-tap and screw under there. You can't see it. Then I went back and painted it black. So it's under there. I can see it from right here, but I'm saying you can't really see it, especially once I lower the car. These just in the tab, so they're not glued on yet, but y'all can see the back pretty flush with the car, and it's not even glued or 3M or nothing. It's just pushed in with the tabs on the bracket. So man, I'm loving the body kit so far. It's loose, so it's not glued on, but everything coming together. All right, I'm on the driver's side now, putting this bottom piece on. And with these 2 screws in the front, you only gotta remove the bottom one. And so this got a little bend in it, so it'll bend out, so that one can be under there. What you wanna do is take this JB Weld steel stick, and you wanna put it over these little ridges just to make it smooth so the glue will stick better. And you mainly wanna put it, if you can see, it's a bend right there in the front where the fender bend or the flare bend to meet the body line in the fender. That's the part that really stick out. So you wanna make sure you put a good amount up there, and then probably just certain spots. Once you click it in, for the most part, this part in the front, this part in the back kind of flush with the car. So that's the part that pop up. When you take it out and unwrap it, basically just like some putty. So just stick it in there. I got a razor blade that I'm gonna kind of smooth it out with. What I found out works best is I ain't even using the razor blade to smooth it out. So I'm taking it kind of like Play-Doh, like rolling it like in a little piece like that. And just put it along here. And then just press it down. Make sure none of it is going above the fender flare where it'll show. Because once it hardens, it's gonna be hard. So you wanna press it and make sure it's flat all the way across also. So like I said, if it's not flat and then harden up, of course it's gonna push the fender away from the car. This is what it's gonna look like. And along that top part, with most of it. I ain't had to put nothing on this part where the marker light is, cause it already got a flat surface for the glue. And even in watching install videos, I haven't seen anybody with this piece that look like this on the back. So I don't know if this a new piece they using or what. But on to the next one. This is what it's gonna look like on the back. I said for the most part, the big flare already is flush with the car on the back. But you still wanna add glue, so I ain't do it all the way across. I just basically skipped spots. That should be enough to hold it. And then this little piece right here, you definitely gonna have to, in my case at least, put glue along the whole side of it because it don't sit flush with the car. So you gonna have to hold it till it dry for it to set. But that's the driver's side. On to the passenger side. Just gonna unscrew this. Take this little red piece out. Just wiggle it out. Gonna take this and just stick it on top of there. And you're just gonna take this, put it back on top, screw it in. Applicator gun work like a lot like a caulk gun. Press this to release it. And as you pull the trigger, squeeze in. So push this in, pull it out. Slide it through the side right there. Y'all see both of them coming out. So I'm gonna stay away from the edge. So when I put it onto the car, too much of it don't come over the fender. So it'd be less that I have to wipe off. All right, fam, so all you're gonna do first is just line up the tabs up, click it in. Make all your tabs clicked in. And you're just gonna wanna hold this down until the glue dry. Make sure y'all order another pack of these little tubes, because after you do one of the fenders and you put it on and hold it, by the time it dry on the car, this tube and all the stuff on the inside gonna dry hard, so you're gonna have to swap the tube out pretty much every time you do another piece. All right, fam, here's the finished product. Wait till tomorrow to get a shot in the daylight, but they mounted, glued on. Shot in the daylight. So that was what I was saying about, well, they might have sent me the wrong part. This is supposed to be the Demon wide body bumper. And this is the wide body kit for the Demon, but I noticed that it's like a Hellcat front splitter. And then if you look back there, none of that stuff lined up, but since I already painted it, you know what I'm saying, I went on ahead and made it work the best way I could. So, I mean, that's cool. I ain't that picky about it. But I test fitted the big flare and that part, but I didn't really test fit those. Because at the time I had the marker lights in. And so I figured since that fit, then that would have been straight, but that's how it turned out. But overall, pleased with it. Like I said, that ain't that big of a deal. It's under there anyway, you can't really see it. It's the back. So this part I gotta adjust. I put a self-tapping screw under the bottom, so I just gotta unscrew it, push it in, and then re-screw it back. So that part straight. Also gotta adjust that bottom black part too. Like I said, the back sat pretty much flush to the car, so once you put the glue on there, I ain't really have to hold it. It was already on there. As far as the Titan adapters, the hub centric adapters, I drove it probably about 25 minutes, and the car still ride good. I ain't noticed no difference in them. I'll give y'all an update later on as probably the months go by to let y'all know if I had any issues out of them or not. But that's this side. This side is good. I gotta get some wax grease remover to wipe the fender down, but after I glued it, held it on, I let it dry, And I let it sit in the garage for like a day. So I just noticed when I drove up here to drop my son off at baseball practice. I don't know if this part wasn't glued. I didn't notice it in the garage, but see that part is open, so I gotta put some glue right there. How I'm gonna do it, put a piece of tape going across here, squeeze the glue out and push it down in there, and then just have some extra rags or paper towels and have a microfiber cloth and just wipe it down with wax and grease remover, so that way the glue is not on the flare or the car. And then I'm gonna probably end up taking it to the paint shop and just have them to hit the glue where it's showing that with some of the green paint so it'll all blend in. I'm about to tint all the marker lights also. Same thing with down here. You see how that's not really flush with the car. It's like this little piece on the rocker panel blocking it. But that's something that I can also work out. And then the same thing with this flare up here. I know this one was all the way on the car. So since I made this short drive, it already done popped off. So I'm gonna re-glue that one. But overall, paint job turned out good for us matching it. And overall, the Widebody kit is pretty straight. I mean, I've been getting compliments already, and people don't really notice the flaws unless I point them out. I think it definitely make the car look a lot better, a lot meaner. So that's the Demon Widebody kit from Vicrez. Just some advice: when you get all your parts from them, make sure you just test fit everything. One part might fit, the next part might not. And I ain't knocking them because, you know, mistakes happen. And so, yeah, that's the car. Walk around. Overall, I'm satisfied with it. So, next video y'all see, those marker lights will be tinted. The fender flares that are loose will be re-glued. And pretty much the car will be just about done. I was thinking about lowering it. I also didn't have to cut my fender, as I've seen a lot of videos. My car is not scrubbing or nothing. I went over speed bumps and everything. So the front, to be honest, it don't even look like it need to be lowered. If I lowered anything, it'll be the back. Because I think the front, by the weight of the motor, got the front sitting pretty good without any scrubbing. So the back is what's sitting up a little high, so I probably lower that like 1 inch. But yeah, man, overall satisfied with the car, like I said. Looking good, no complaints. I know my update video, I said that the LED marker light went out last night. Both of them were working, so I gotta check the wire or the plug and make sure it ain't loose or nothing. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stay locked in for the next one. Much love and God bless.